Hello everyone, Luke Smith here. This is going to be the Wednesday video again. Sabs Unmasked, Paula Lamont. And this was published on June 20th of last year, updated on the 1st of July of last year. Affiliations: Bedfordshire and Buckinghamshire Sabs. Location: North London. Paula Lamont is a close associate of Emily Hepburn, one of the younger Sabs who was allegedly led astray some years ago into involvement with the terrorising Stop Huntingdon animal cruelty campaign against Huntingdon Life Sciences, which lasted until 2014. In other words, she helped groom Emily, by the looks of it. Whenever Lamont was involved, it is not known. Possibly groomed in. Along with Hepburn, Lamont was served an injunction with a long list of other Sabs who were disrupting the Fitzwilliam Hunt's legal trail hunts in 2018, Cambridgeshire. The Times reported that Lamont has been temporarily banned by this injunction from entering an estate which hosts the Fitzwilliam's trail hunting activities for continued trespassing alongside Hepburn and 5 other Sabs. 1 year earlier, Lamont, like many Sabs, allegedly resorted to violence when out disturbing legal trail hunts. This once again involved her disruptive accomplice Hepburn. In 2017, the pair was convicted of attacking a female member of the Oakley Hunt in Bedfordshire. Yeah, they always go after people who can't defend themselves, obviously. A video shows the pair swearing and aggressing Hunt members. The caption states that they were fined over £2,000. However, the Times article above, there was no... Oh yeah, if you click on that, it will take you to the Times article. Above suggests their convictions were overturned on appeal in 2018. When she isn't out sabbing and racking up petty convictions at the time, Lamont won a feminist gym. Of course she fucking did. According to a Vice article from 2018 called Soulstar, which was among the first of its kind in the UK, for being a woman-led boxing and martial arts gym run along anti-fascist community principles. The gym appears to no longer run. I wonder why. Anyway, yeah, its profile is a star, being helped by expanding it. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, that was this one here. And we got time to do another one. We got time to do another one. Who the hell are we going to do? Who's next? Who's next on my hit list? There you go, Matt Watson. He's next. Bit of a longer one. June 13th, 2024. This was posted. Matt Watson. Affiliations: North Hunt Sabs, MBR Beagles. Of course, he's one of those. Max Watson is a veteran Sab and animal rights extremist whom, behind the mask, believes hide under the pseudonym Alf Marshall on Facebook. I'll have to check that. In the field, he rolls around with the North Hunt Sabs, hiding behind customary Sab mask, while being a hardcore campaigner against the MBR Beagles. Despite his aloof online alias, a link pinned to his Alf Marshall Facebook profile takes one straight to Watson's GoFundMe page. He's poor, he's broke, he has no job. That's why he got a GoFundMe page. He lives in a council flat, which attempts to guilt trip the hard-working public into reaching into their pockets to fund an animal rights extremist film. And we got it right there. That's a partly picture. Oh no, it ain't. It's just a quote that you can read that he put in his bio. There is Is there much to celebrate about 60 years of hunt saboteurs? No, unless people want to celebrate what is becoming a cultish breeding ground for extremist violence and crime, licensing lawbreakers like Paul Ullman, Mel Barrington and David Benslop, to name but a few. But the apple doesn't fall far from the almond tree for Watson, who makes it his prerogative to support and disrupt his Stockport monitors online. I got another bit of text you can read. I'm not reading quotes, I just want to read like the main bits. The intent is to clearly brainwash more thugs into a morally bankrupt case. The disturbing agenda, to say the very least. Meanwhile, the comparisons of his phony Alf Marshall Facebook are all the more obvious, which he writes. And I'll read this bit here. I have experience organising meetings, events and campaigns. I also have a lot of experience as a actual activist, or terrorist as I like to call them. Whenever it's out stabbing, part of protests, civil disobedience or even animal liberation front actions in my younger years, for which I served a 3-year sentence in the 90s. See, he's clearly a terrorist. There's clearly a even more concerning connection to an extremist group in the Animal Liberation Front, an organisation that is designated a domestic terror group by the FBI in 2004. Drawn with an Animal Liberation TV. Meanwhile, Watson's tongue-in-cheek Facebook pseudonym Alf Marshall is perhaps even more telling. And we got a post from him, Alf Marshall, from 2023. Animal Liberation Front has been the single most successful route for activists to take the fight for animals. In 1991, I was part of the Manchester Animal Liberation Front. They were also part of the best times of my life. Yeah, that's why he got done for it. Watson's fake Facebook further alludes to Animal Liberation Front stalwart Barry Holmes as a hero and a personal friend. To re-jog our readers' memories, Horn was a nutter who went on a 68-day hunger strike to pursue the Labour government in 1998 to hold a public inquiry into animal testing. All the while, Hone was serving an 18-year sentence for planting incendiary I can't even pronounce that, devices into stores that sold fur coats and leather products. The longer sentence handed down to any animal rights activist by a British court. Watson seems to be in good company. Yeah, that's because that he tried to blow something up. Of course, there's going to be the longer sentence for him. Among his other disturbingly misinformed views, Watson is an activist. That fucking thing. All cops are bastards. Yeah, he's basically anti-cop, in other words. Trust me, if you say that nowadays, you'll get done. But back then, it's probably alright. ACAB is a registered hate symbol according to the Anti-Defamation League, and is sadly a commonplace among anti-establishment hardcore Sabs, such as Gemma Barnes, who makes it her mission to harass and intimidate police in the Norwich area, and Neil Buckhook from Dorchester. And to fulfill his menacing pastime, Watson likes to prance around in the countryside in paramilitary gear to intimidate hunts in the Northamptonshire area, allegedly resorting to violence on the occasion. Again, if you got any more information about this twat, just email Behind the Masks or phone them up on WhatsApp and they'll happily post it if there's any proof to it. So give me 1 second. Okay, I was looking for his Facebook thing. No, we go now. There we go. I found this Pat Tate. It looks like he changed his name on it so people wouldn't find him, but he's still using the Elf Marshall pseudonym. Right there. His latest thing was he just updated his profile picture on June 16th. Right there. And apparently this one lives in, well, obviously that's fake. That from Manchester, now he lives in Oklahoma, which makes him pointless to support this group because this is an English group. So yeah, it is basically basically all like fake information. What he's got here, so people doesn't find him. Right there. So yeah. Anyway, that has been it for these two tracks here. I hope you've enjoyed this little video. Tomorrow will be a review. So tomorrow will be the end of the month. So I'll be doing a review because I haven't done one this week. Hopefully you've enjoyed these videos, and I'll see you guys next time.